Friends of ours from time to time to share their stories and experiences with you as well. So climb aboard the crazy train we call WrestleShoot. We know how to do it, and we do it real well.
The 1 year anniversary.
Wow, that was so disingenuous. I want to kind of piss on you a little bit. Welcome, everybody, to WrestleShoot. And that's right, you saw the graphic, right, baby? This is our, by God, 1 year anniversary month.
Yay! How's that? Is that better, Rob?
You heard it right here, baby. The thing's so big, we can't settle it all in one day. No, sir. This is going to be the WrestleShoot 1 year anniversary month. We're all month long. We're going to have just a hell of a better time than we usually have, if you can believe that shit.
Really?
So, I'm, of course, your host, the Wild Thing, Rob Wiles, joined by the lovely and talented, my hetero life mate, Chris Casanova. How you doing, Chris?
Well, thank you for the introduction. I was trying to talk earlier, but that's okay because you're the talker. We know how that is.
Chris, really? How are you? We never really talk anymore. How are you, honey?
Wow, we don't spend enough time with each other. Kind of good actually, but.
What? Asshole mio. And on that note, everybody.
Maybe asshole of the month.
If you pray, it's been a long goddamn year, believe that.
Yeah, no shit. It's a long year, but good year.
Shall we pop some bubbly, good sir?
That's a little bottle. What is that?
Well, I got this is my real bottle.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay.
This is just for our champagne, for you and me, buddy.
And my thing fell off already.
Putting it in together. Woo! Shit. Putting it in together for a whole year. Kicking ass and taking names along the way. Across one audio-only version and 3 networks later until we landed at our real home. Hear it off the hook. And we did it all together, brother.
Cheers. Do you have a glass or you just gonna go out the bottle?
I'm just gonna fucking, you know me, right up the bottle, dude.
Yeah, all class Rob Wilds. All right, let me get my little glass here. All right.
Yeah. Ready?
All right.
Here's to you.
All right. Salute. And that's why I don't like champagne. Because it's not very good. Give me some whiskey and I'll be good.
Yeah. Telling one of our buddies where to go. He's confused. All right.
Who?
Sumate. He's like, what am I doing here? I'm like, dude, go to the WrestleShoot page. Go to the Off the Hook page. You can find us. I promise.
What's up,
Brandon's with us today. All right. So, us liking to do things in very, very grandiose style. We are starting off our first episode of our 1 year anniversary month together.
Thank you, Roxy Red.
Very awesome guest, an old buddy of ours, the handsome stranger himself, Marcus Alexander, by God Bagwell.
Wow.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Welcome to
our NWO shirt on there.
Come on, baby. You got to represent. You got to represent, baby. It is the NWO. And when they told me it was NWO for life, I didn't really mean or didn't think it was NWO for life. But guess what? It is NWO for life. So I'm here, baby, representing. I do an autograph signing today, and had a good time doing it. But I also try to represent when I do that, and because NWO, man, I'll just be honest. I mean, it's really, really top. It's really, I honest to God, there's not a lot of people that can say this. Matter of fact, there's nobody I know in the wrestling world that would say what I'm getting ready to say. I really don't think there is. And
hey,
that is,
I say some stupid shit.
Yeah,
we'll challenge them.
This isn't stupid, but you're right. If it was stupid, there'd be a bunch of stuff we could say. But this truly is something that I really mean. For starters, what happened to me during my 90s run with WCW was so much luck involved. I mean, we all know that. Anytime there's career invested, there's luck involved. When you got the world championship, when you are Super Bowl champs, when you're anything, there's a certain amount of luck involved. Well, same thing with this. I mean, you're talking about Buff Bagwell, right place, right time, the right age, the right body. He can wrestle some. He has some charisma. You know, it was a good character to have on television, and it worked. But at the same time, you know, you're talking about having to be, be that character and be there every week and stay on top. And that was the catch. I mean, we beat the WWF and WWE, both of them, for 83 consecutive weeks. I mean, there was a stage.
Impressive.
As crazy as this business is, there was a record. I mean, that's almost 2 years, bro. I mean, that 83 weeks don't give no credit to saying that's a year and almost 2 years. I mean, that's not even close to saying the same. So with that said, it is amazing to me how time has passed. And it's also amazing to me that I'm still out there, and I've always wanted this. And this is what I meant by people not believing what I was going to say. I never wanted to be where I said, you know what? I was in the number one thing that ever happened at WCW or pro wrestling in the history of time. Nobody ever topped that, ever. I did not want to say that. I would have liked to be able to say, hey, you know what? I was part of one of the coolest things that ever happened in professional wrestling. The problem is there's not going to be nobody to beat the NWO.
You haven't tried the Apocalypse yet, pal. That's me and Chris.
Oh, in that case, we're definitely second.
Oh, by the way, big shout out to Maria, Chris. She's the first one who wished us a happy anniversary.
Oh, that's sweet.
And she says hi to Buff.
Love you.
Yeah, she loves you, Buff.
That's actually so sweet.
And we've got she and another guy, Brandon, on here are mega Buff fans. So
I see Brandon. I saw Brandon come up, man.
Hey, Brandon, why don't you don't talk shit about my hat, dude. He says that your hat is better than mine, Buff. I'm taking
no, I disagree to that. I just about got want to fight.
I like the hat, Rob. We got a question for Buff here.
Come on.
All right, let's see. Question for Buff. Who do you like to tag with overall?
Oh, man. God.
You tagged with a lot of people. You tagged with a lot of greats.
Dude, you got to realize every person I tagged with, I was a world champion with. I mean, every single one. And believe it or not, except who you think. Me and Scott Steiner never were world champions.
Nope.
But everybody else I tagged with, I was world champion with. Everybody. From Too Cold Scorpio, me and Scotty Riggs, Me and the Patriot did it twice, and the actual records have it wrong, believe it or not. They have me as a 5-time world tag team champion. I am a 6-time with 5 partners. And if anybody wants to try to challenge that or let me know, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I just can name them here, and it's Tuco Scorpio. It is Dale Wilkes twice.
Yep.
It is Scotty Riggs, so that's 4. Then there's Lex Luger, which is 5. And then I wouldn't have known this one unless there's a picture of it. But me and Shane Douglas at the end, and I've got a picture of it that's got me and Shane Douglas wearing the tag belts, holding Jeff Jarrett on our shoulders. So that's 6 people, 6 championships, and 5 different partners.
You know why?
But even I'm on Alexa. Do you know that?
You're on Alexa?
Why you keep getting
Think
all
about
those
that.
belts?
Think about that.
Wow.
You keep winning all those belts because you're a true deal BMF.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brother, that's the truth.
But you're dodging your question, though. You got to pick one. You got to pick your favorite. Who you tagged with. That was the original.
My favorite was him and Patriot, man. I love.
You know what? I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, man. You two were such a flawless flowing machine.
I think Stars and Stripes overall, yes.
Yeah.
The time this was where there's no NWO, there's no we're definitely second. The WWF's killing us. And this is when the Clash of Champions was our big show. This is our biggest show was Clash of Champions. And me and Dale Wilkes went out and beat Pretty Wonderful. Was our first time I ever won the belt.
Yeah,
with Dale. And we won them twice. But still it just it was such a big deal to win them with him, because keep in mind, think about it, bro. Really think about it. How much did Dale Wilkes wrestle like Scotty Riggs? Not even close.
No.
Yeah, no.
How much did Scorpio wrestle like Scotty Riggs or Dale Wilkes?
Yeah, you keep
not even
picking
close.
up a lot.
How much did Luger wrestle like any of those guys? Not at all.
Yeah, speaking of Luger, here we go. A recent picture of Lex. Here's 2 pictures of him.
Poor Lex, man. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah,
oh my gosh.
right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a horrible
picture right there. Oh, that's a new one.
That's a good before, but the after is much better.
Buff, I got to be honest with you. Asshole Brandon over here has got me feeling self-conscious about the hat. So I'm going to offer a second choice, and you tell me what we're going to stick with.
No, wait,
I can tell you already.
Wait.
But go ahead.
No, I don't like that hat. No, put the other one on.
Other one?
Yeah, the first one.
Wait a minute. No. That's it, bro.
You liking that one?
You like that one?
Yeah, that's it. But the glasses, I think, keep them where you're at. But that's the hat, bro. That's the one. That's NWO, bro. That's NWO.
Oh shit, Rob, part of NWO now.
Black and white.
The other one looked a little too.
Life.
Yeah, the other looked a little too, flaky. That's NWO, baby.
This is ass kicky.
You got the skulls coming down. You got the whole thing. That's NWO, motherfucker. That's what it is.
For life.
Nice. Man, we're getting questions in, guys. Man,
let's answer some questions, man. We're getting hot right now.
All right.
Okay,
so,
we saw it.
Now I know you explained a little bit. How did you like working for WCW?
Say again.
It says, "How did you like working from WCW from Maria?"
It was the best. And do you know, I can tell Maria something that she don't know. Me and Sting are the only two that wrestled for the WCW for the entire 11 years without going back and forth. We did 11 consecutive years, the entire WCW career we did together, and there was nobody else that did that. They came and switched to companies and come back and vice versa, but nobody went 11 consecutive years. Just, bro, think about that. I had to dodge 5 bosses, and I would have not made one of them, except I was best friends with his son, and that was Cowboy Bill Watts. Cowboy Bill Watts was a man's man, and he believed in, like, you know, his number one guy was God, what was his name? Steve, Dr. Death, Steve Williams. That was the perfect professional wrestler in his life. That is how it's supposed to be done. And keep in mind, mine wasn't like that. Mine was to go out, be pretty, do things, be funny, pose, talking to the camera. Okay, let me ask you a question. You got a camera out there, right?
Right there.
Yep.
And there's a little camera we're all looking in where there's 40 million viewers. Or I've got 50,000 all the way around this building. I'm coming right back here and going to talk to that little bitty camera and talk to 40 million.
Yeah, I would do that too, but I would have a hard on when I was doing it.
Oh, I had full blood.
Yeah, full wood, straight up teak.
I had full blood as it went on. And
let me tell you something, WWF Universe, my cock is so hard it would break a diamond.
Yes. Yeah. And it would have. The problem was, I get up there, I'm getting ready to go out for the main event, and Shane McMahon goes, "Oh, by the way, you can't look in the camera." And I go, "What? Shane, have you ever seen one of my matches? That's all I fucking do." I said, "I look in the camera, I pose. That's all I fucking do."
That's what I would.
So I'm talking about
exactly what I would say.
Right before I go out the curtain and my music's playing, he hits me with that. So you trying to tell me that don't fuck with you a little bit? And you trying to tell me he didn't know that he was going to say that right at that moment? And then he just he kind of forgot until right then? Come on, man. Fuck. It was a whole fucking setup. It was discrimination, and I on the last video I did, which is my podcast, I'm not trying to put them on full blast. I'm just trying to put them on the truth, the fucking truth. That is the truth, bro. And people need to know the truth. I go and ask them to help me out, and they don't. And that's just the truth. And I'm not trying to put them on full blast because I love the WWF. That's Vince McMahon. He knows what he's doing. He's a billionaire. He's the best. How do you dog him out? You can't. So I don't.
But you gotta dog him out.
Tell the truth.
His current product is dog shit. You have to dog Vince out. It's like he's lost his entire goddamn fucking mind. I don't know why he is subjecting people to this garbage. They're not even allowed to say wrestling anymore. It's not a wrestling match. It's just a match.
They're entertainers.
Fuck that.
That's what they're told to say.
Let somebody tell me you can't go out there and call yourself a professional wrestler.
You're a fucking entertainer. You're an entertainer, bro. That's fucked up.
No, it is.
That's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
So Maria brought up a question, and we'll get into that in a second. But I want to ask you, how easy, how cool was it to get to work with Michael Hayes?
Oh my God. Michael P.S. Hayes is one of the coolest motherfuckers alive.
Not surprised.
And he was a great teacher. He would show us things. I mean, as simple as like just choking somebody.
Yeah.
In other words, like, for example, when somebody's choking you in pro wrestling, where are the guy's hands when you're getting choked?
Well, apparently, if you're working with Honky Tonk Man, they can't be anywhere near his neck, not even a foot away, or he'll start doing the squeezing.
Do you know what the squeezing thing's called?
The bitch move?
The Office.
The Office.
That's called The Office, brother. He's giving you The Office.
Man,
I would imagine having the chance to actually work a whole match with Michael Hayes would not only be just more fucking awesome than you could say, but just like really, really easy to do.
Oh, dude. I was able actually to do that. He was my tag team partner. And it was when we had that battle. It was when we had that paper
battle bowl or something like that, or
battle
something.
Battle something, and they rolled the names, and you picked the tag partners. So they were like tag partners having to wrestle each other, and vice versa. But P.S. Hayes, man, is one of the fucking best, dude. It's just he just is.
Yeah, nice.
He's cool as shit. He knows how to do the business. He knows how to teach it. He's the best. He's one of the best.
Oh, there's a good question for you from Brandon.
Timmy.
I don't know how you would pick one, but he says, Buff, what's your greatest on the road story?
I can't say this is my best one, but I got a good one.
All right.
We're flying from Japan to Minneapolis. And it's Scott Norton, Steve Regal, and myself. And we're on a flight from, like I said, Japan to Minneapolis. And how they fly, believe it or not, because this is weird. It took me a long time to understand this too. But because the world spins, you just don't fly, from point A to point B. You fly up and over like this, so like when you fly home from Japan down here, you go up over Alaska and then back down to Atlanta. And that's it's weird, but that's because the world's spinning. That's it's on an axis. So don't even ask me because I went to Spraberry High School, but that's the best I can explain it. So anyway, we're on a flight home, and a waitress, the stewardess, wakes me up, and she goes, you got to help me with your friend. He's all fucked up. He's back here. It's Steve Regal, and Norton was sitting in the aisle seat, and I was sitting bitch because when you're sitting next to Scott Norton, you sit bitch against the window. So I'm sitting bitch. And I look back at fucking Regal, and I climb over Norton bitch style, and fucking get over to Regal, and I go, Regal. I go, man, come on, man. He had shit all over his shirt and food everywhere, and I was like, God damn, man. I said, hey, and it ain't like this ain't never happened to me before. It was one of those nights that happened to him. So I went, damn, bro. I said, come on, man. Come on. It's okay. Let's kick out here. So I get him cleaned up, get him back in his seat, put his seatbelt on him. About 30 minutes later, the stewardess came to me again. Now he's asleep on the floor. And I go, Steve, come on, man. I said, they let us sit up here in first class because nobody was up here but Scott Norton. I said, we can't. Come on, man. You got to kick out, bro. So I get him kicked out again. Get him kicked out. Get him all pepped up. Well, I go back to sleep, and all of a sudden, I hear, we're landing. And I'm going, what the fuck? There's no way keep in mind, I'm coming out of a, Halcyon, Xanax, go to sleep, thing we did because you didn't want to, be awake for 17 hours. You wanted to go to sleep. So we landed. We always would get on the plane, we'd eat, and we'd take a sleep med and go to sleep. And so I look over, and before I could even think, the police were on the airplane.
Oh, damn.
And I go, I'm trying to look out the window, and it's just coming a fucking blizzard wherever we're at. And I have no idea where we're at. And finally, keep in mind, I'm trying to kick out and wake up, and I was in a dead sleep, and the cops get on board, and they go, get your shit, and you're getting off the plane now. So I said, officer, do you mind if I ask a question? He said, I said, motherfucker, get your shit and get off the fucking plane. And I said, yes, sir.
Well, alrighty then.
So I started getting my shit. And this whole time, keep in mind, I'm waking up and trying to come to it. And I glance over at Regal, and he looks like a pack of fucking wild Indians that had attacked his tribe. I mean, he's got shit all over him, food. I mean, his shirt's all messed up. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's no fixing him. And so now they didn't even bring us to the gate. They parked the plane, rolled a pair of stairs up, and said, get off. So we're getting off. And as we're getting off through the blizzard, I see Anchorage. So we're obviously in Anchorage, Alaska. So finally, I get to the cop, and I said, sir, you need to hear my story, please. And so he listened to me. I said, sir, we've done nothing wrong here. Well, tell me what happened. I said, we went to sleep. We can't be in charge of what he done. What did he do? Well, you know how those folding doors are in bathrooms.
Oh, no.
He didn't close the door all the way. A stewardess was trying to help him, and he turns and pisses on the stewardess.
Whoops.
Emergency landing instantly.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Instantly. And guess what we got charged with? Guilty by association.
Oh, that's a real law? Fucking Alaska.
Really? Seriously?
Fucking law.
Thing.
Hey, and listen to me. I had to get a lawyer not to pay $3,000. It cost me $1,000, but I had to pay $3,000. But they had a fucking lawyer that was fucking against us that we were guilty by association. So long story short, Eric got me on the phone, and he knew you got Buff Bagwell, you got Steve Regal, and you got Scott Norton.
Wow.
Guess whose fault this is? It's Bagwell's. So he goes, Bagwell, I know you fucking did it, so just tell me the fucking truth. I said, Eric, I swear to God, I didn't do anything wrong. I said, this is what happened, and I told him what happened, and he said, dude, he goes, you've got to realize if you don't tell me the truth, I'm going to fire you. I said, Eric, then fucking fire me. I'm telling you, that's the truth.
So he thinks that you did it.
They took Steve to jail.
Wow.
And we had to wait 7 hours for the next flight. I flew to Minneapolis.
Off anyway.
I flew to Minneapolis and fucking drove 350 miles the next day to Sturgis.
That's because you're a pro.
Motorcycle.
You're a pro.
Because I'm a pro, baby.
Hey, cheers to that, man.
There you go. Cheers. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So, Adam Barber, buddy of ours, owns another sports podcasting network, asked a pretty good question. Did you know that WCW was going under, or was it a shock?
Complete shock. WWF was trying to hire me, actually. And they were swooning me and trying to, get me to come aboard their company. And I said, look, man, but the problem was I'd signed even though I'd signed a $1.8 million contract, I'd signed a regular deal because I signed this in a bed with a broke neck. So I just wanted to make sure the money. So I grab a contract that's this thick and I turn it to the very back and I make sure the money's right and I sign where the money is because that's all that mattered. I just want to make sure I was covered for the next 3 years. I mean, I got a broke neck. Eric could have easily said, look, bro, our deal's off. So we fucking got it done, and my mom got it couried back to the people, and that's when couriers were a big deal. And so she got it couried it back, and I had another 3-year deal. The problem is my contract come up a month and a half before Vince bought us. So the only reason you saw me and Dallas and Booker was our contracts were up. The reason you didn't see nobody else was they stayed at home and got paid.
Yep.
And just waited the storm out and watched me get blitzed and beat to death and Booker T get beat to death and Dallas get beat to death. And everybody else get beat to fucking death. But they just sat at home and was able to watch it all happen. Well, I came up with a brilliant idea and said, look, to my agent, I go, let's just give Eric let's give Vince McMahon, let's go ahead and just give him the $40,000 left on my contract. It was either 40 or 60. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was around 40 or 60. I said, let's give him the rest of the money, whatever it is, and let him know we're part of the team and ready to go. So I lose 60 grand and I'm fired in 2 weeks.
That's fucked up.
I said, can I get my fucking money back?
And, I've listened to like a lot of your shoot interviews over the time about how that all went down with you and Hurricane. And that was a big kicker for losing the job. And then them using your mom as an excuse. And every time I hear that, I think to myself, that sounds exactly like a Jerry Jarrett story.
Isn't that horrible?
If you close your eyes, you can actually hear him going, well, we got to keep, Hurricane because he sucks Vince's dick real good. So we're going to have to, get rid of Buff. And we'll say that his mama kept calling. Yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah, let's go with it.
I mean, here's the main thing.
That's such bullshit, man.
Let's just say all of it was true. Let's just go for a second with all of what they said was true. I never got a warning I never got a don't do it again. I got fucking fired in my hometown. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, how do you take
Hurricane
Bagwell after an 11-year career of having an 11-year really incredibly great career?
Yeah.
And then tell me you're not going to say, hey, look, tell your fucking mother to not ring our fucking phone again. Yeah. Hey, what people don't realize is, and I started saying it, I go, do you realize the next week was Atlanta? And they'd go, what? And I go, yeah, motherfucker. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I go, I said, we're in Tacoma, Washington, and the next fucking week was Atlanta. Why would you not wait to put Booker T and Buff Bagwell in Atlanta?
Well, it seems to me that calling your bosses motherfucker probably is never a good move.
That's not a good start, at least.
Yeah, well, not a good jumping off point. Listen here, motherfucker.
Well, I didn't say that, of course. I was like, me and Booker actually were like backstage going, why are we having this match when next week's Atlanta? I mean, it was called the Invasion, bro. The match was called the fucking Invasion. Why would you make the Invasion match 5,000 miles away from Ted Turner's backyard 7 days earlier? All they had to do was wait 7 fucking days and put Booker T against Buff Bagwell
in
Atlanta, Georgia, and it would have been off the fucking chain.
Sure.
Instead, they fucking put it out there in Tacoma, 5,000 miles away from Ted Turner's backyard, and then fire me 5,000 miles away in my hometown. So, I found out this in the last podcast I did. I'm the only guy ever to be main event one week and fired the next.
Jesus.
Think about that. That's fucking horrible. I mean, you're big enough to them that you're main event material, but the next week you're fired. Now that's fucked up.
Jesus.
That's bad, bro. That's bad. That's not even good business. That's
hey,
give me a warning. Tell me I fucked up. Tell me what's going on. I'll fix it. You don't fire me. My God. I mean, I did 11 years of nonstop business. That I did everything they asked. You cannot find, I dare anybody to look your website up, your fucking shoot talk radio show.
WrestleShoot.
Your podcast is off the hook, off the motherfucking hook.
Yeah.
I want people to send you a video of a bad match of me. And motherfucker, I will send you $10,000 cash. I swear to God, you got my name on it. I will send you $10,000 cash if you can get 3 guys to say that's a bad match, because motherfucker, you can't.
What about you and Madman Pondo? What about you and Pondo?
Who's Pondo?
Fuck. I was just taking a stab in the dark. Pondo thinks
that was a shot in the dark, man.
Yeah, maybe you worked it. And if you did, I guarantee you it wasn't good.
Well, I do have a question from Maria, though.
I'm gonna give you $5,000 just for saying bringing his name up.
Cool, I'll take that $5,000.
So Maria, okay, she asked a question here. Rip Rogers, was he stiff in the ring?
No, Rip Rogers was one of the best workers ever, so no. And he was my very first win. He was my very first win for WCW on TV ever.
Man, that surprises me. I thought for sure you were gonna say, "Hell yeah, Rip is a crowbar." Because
I would have thought
he looked like one. Rogers was a hell of a worker, man. He was.
I'm a hell of a worker, but I'm still stiff.
No, but he really wasn't, man. He was very, very, very. I mean, I'm talking about very light, right? Not even snug.
Huh?
He was just a damn good worker, and I mean, you knew he was there, but he wasn't really even snug. I mean, he was just a damn good worker.
I have something I'd like to put on you here because I mean, I with everybody else who knew him loved Del. Everybody.
Yes.
Del Wilkes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've said it a few times. How fucked up is it that the Patriot died the day before Independence Day?
Dude, listen to this. Not only that, man. I spent 4 days with him just a month previous.
Man.
And we had the best time of our lives. We laughed. We never stopped laughing. We had so much fun. And he's the only dude to ever take up for me in a way that if I did it, it would be like I was crying and bitching and moaning and groaning. He put it out there like, hey, Buff Bagwell got fucked because people are just jealous of him, and he just, that he didn't have a shot. It fucked the word heat. He just got fucked over. He told it like it was, bro.
Yeah.
And if I did that, it would just sound like I was being a crybaby and all that. Well, he did it in a way where it was true and honest, and it made me feel great. He's just a super, super, super great guy, dude.
Yeah, his delivery.
I hate missing him.
His delivery when he speaks to you or to anybody, it draws them in. He just welcomes you all into the conversation. So if he's trying to get like a serious, there's some heat point across, he's not going to come at it emotionally at all. He's just going to come in there real soft spoken like he was and real friendly. And every now and again, his voice gets a little bit higher. And when Del's voice goes up even a little bit, like it turns into a different voice, right?
Right.
So people really pay attention.
The tone changes. It's like, it's, well, Buff, we got a request here, but I think I'm going to save it for the end of the show here.
All right.
Do you know what I'm talking about right now?
No.
I do.
You can ask anytime you want.
All right. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Here we go. Can we get an old-fashioned Buff walk and pose? That's a request from Brandon, friend of the show.
Full screen it if you're going to do it. We'll full screen that bitch.
Yep.
Dude, to be honest with you, with my car wreck, I can't do it with my knee. I can't do it. I can give you the full daddy pose.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
I'm on the stuff, baby. Boom. But if I try to do the dance, I may not make it up. I got about 2 months and I'm going to be back in the ring is the good news. But I got one last surgery that they call a manipulation surgery. And you know what the word manipulation means. That means they're going to bend my knee in places it's not supposed to bend. So I am going to have that done, and then I should be back to 100%. I'm at about 80%, and I will be at 100 within a couple of months.
Are they doing that manipulation for scar tissue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I've done that twice.
Yeah, it's a bitch, man. It's gonna be a tough one. Right when I needed to be really busting it, and keep in mind, you're talking about Buff Bagwell and being not big in the gym. I had broke up with my girlfriend and was living with my mom and dad because I own half the house, but she got me kicked out of saying a bunch of shit about me. And because, domestic violence nowadays is everything, so she got that said about me and got me kicked out of the house and was going to try to, fuck me out of getting half the house. Well, of course, Buff Daddy, that didn't happen. And I got it all stopped. I got it all stopped and I got half the fucking money, of course, but still she fucking, tried to fuck me over and lost. the battle of it, but still at the same time, I hated it going down the way it did. But I needed to be on top of things at that time, and I was having to watch my mother go through dementia, and it just about killed me watching that. So I was having to watch that while all that was going on, and trying to keep my knee up and everything. And I just got lazy where my knee stoved up, and now they got to go in and do the manipulation surgery.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm dealing with the first part of dementia with my mom too, so I feel you. But hey, you know what?
Brother, it's rough.
You know what just dawned on me? A little bit ago, you went on the Off the Fucking Hook network, and I'm thinking, all right, Leatherface is for sure going to go back and splice that piece out to make a cool little bit. So maybe we could just do a quick promo where I'd be like, hey, I'm Rob Wild, Chris, I'm Chris Casanova. You watch a WrestleShoot, and then Buff can say, on the Off the Motherfucking Hook network. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, Face, let's bring it to 3 screens, baby. Hey, ready to get started? Here we go. Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm the Wild Thing, Rob Wilds.
And I'm Chris Casanova.
You're watching WrestleShoot.
And guess what you're watching it on? You're watching it on Off the Motherfucking Hook. So check it out. Off the fucking hook, baby. Off of it. Buff Daddy has spoken.
My God, he just took over the promo. Good shit.
Yeah. Let him do his thing.
Just back up, because he's a heat-seeking missile. Get off the way.
You know me, brother. I gotta be heat-seeking missile. That's the way I am.
Whoop. Joseph liked it, my dude.
What's up, Dave?
Hey, long time there, Dave. The Dave over there. How you doing there, guy? Whoop, whoop, up in the fucking nutsack over there.
Whoop, whoop.
All right. See, Maria's got another question here.
That's too sweet.
Maria's awesome, man, by the way. She's
She's a ride or die with us. She's one of us.
Is she really?
Oh, yeah. She's here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's all right. She said toughest opponent.
Goldberg.
Right?
I'm not surprised.
Well, keep in mind, we try to show him we try to explain to him that we have to do this next Monday also. That didn't fucking hit home.
At all. He's like, okay, I'll be fine next Monday. Yeah,
I said, motherfucker.
On me.
So we try to teach him how to work. And here was his working punch. And we said, don't ever do that ever again.
Don't punch anymore.
Don't fucking do that. So we had to learn to tell him, look, you just fucking bring it. And we, as workers, knew how to. I mean, if you stand there and take one on the jaw, you're probably going to get knocked out. But you know how to take it on the jaw and go with it and make it look good for live. Keep in mind, there's live cameras everywhere, and go with it. The only thing you couldn't really fake or try to take repercussions out of was the fucking spear, because you're moving toward him.
Yeah,
he's moving towards you at 280 pounds and 100 miles an hour.
Just make sure.
So you're trying to go slow,
God damn,
but you're still having to move toward him, and it's like, oh. So he was a vicious motherfucker, man. He was an animal. He really was. Goldberg's a badass, and he just straight up is a badass.
See, I don't think Goldberg is that much of a badass. I think he was going out there taking all of his liberties on actual pros because I tell you, I say it because
I think you're right.
I'm from Sacramento.
I agree.
I'm originally from Sacramento, so I'm sitting in one of the bowling alleys there, hitting on this girl that works there, and this is back when Goldberg played for the Sacramento Surge. Right. So he comes balling up in the bowling alley, tells the woman what size his shoe is and what lane he wants. And then when she told him the total, he goes, "Oh, I'm not paying for it. I'm Bill Goldberg." And he's wearing a Sacramento Surge windbreaker and a hat and a t-shirt, just totally self-marked out. And she's like, I can't give you free games. What are you talking about? Finally, I was like, look, big fucking Goldberg. You're playing for the Surge, making all that fucking wannabe NFL money. Just pay the girl for the games. You know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. I said, yeah, walk your big ass away, because I had my hands on a stick behind the counter. I was going to bust it over his melon head.
Well, that may not have hurt him, but that's
so
still.
We get later on that night. Me and this girl go over to this place, used to be called the Aqua Lounge, and we walk in, and they were having a Surge party. So all the players were there, and there's fucking Bill running around like a dickhead, and everybody just being a prima donna. One of his own teammates drug him out in the parking lot and beat the bricks off that pussy. Dude didn't have a chance. I think Goldberg is just called a bad man because all us.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think you're right about the liberties, only because I know for a fact of the Jericho kicking his ass twice in a row.
Right?
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
So, and that's a shoot. I mean, I saw one of them. I didn't see them both, but I mean, Chris Jericho don't exactly look like your heavyweight champion of kicking ass, and he whipped Goldberg's ass twice.
Because Goldberg don't know how to shoot tall.
That's what I'm saying. And Goldberg ain't as big as you think. Goldberg's about 6'2". Is all he is. He ain't 6'4",
6'5" or something. Yeah.
Everybody always thinks 6'5". He's 6'2", brother. He's 6'2". If he's
I stood right next to him with a stick in my hand, ready to kill him. So I know how tall he is.
Yeah, he's not nowhere near as big as he says. Nowhere near as big. And which that don't matter. You can still be a badass and not be big. I'm just saying, TV makes people bigger, of course. Like if Kevin Nash walked in y'all's room right now, y'all would go, holy fuck.
Oh yeah.
Actually, do you want to know what really happened with us and Kevin Nash?
What?
No. That's another story, man.
No, tell me.
We booked Kev for a show out in Sacramento. And we had it all worked out with him. No, put it all three there, face.
Yeah.
We had it worked out with him. We're going to pay you X amount of dollars. You're going to do a match, and the VIPs are going to come in, and you're going to sign a free 8x10 that we will provide them. You're going to sign it just for the ones who bought the ringside VIP.
Right.
Show starts off, and we're letting the VIPs in, and he's telling them $20. And these people paid $20 or $35 to get in. They were getting the free food and the backstage and meeting all the boys. And
all of a sudden, they're paying $55.
Yeah, no, fuck no, they weren't. I took all of their pictures and went back.
I know. I'm saying that's what they think.
With the $20, yeah, he's saying.
And I slammed all the pictures down in front of him and said, "I expect you to sign every fucking one of these." He's like, "Oh shit!" So he did in the back. He just gave them all a quick scribble out. And the dude's just being kind of a prick all night, like Nash is known to do. I just got a knee surgery, an ACL replacement, literally a week before. So I'm on a cane. And I walked up to him in the back. And there was a gym we were doing it in, a breezeway, and then our locker room. I'm standing in the breezeway, and I say, "Man, why would you agree to a deal? Then come out here and make me look bad by trying to charge these VIP guys for your autograph when you could charge everybody else? Why would you do that?" And he starts getting real scoffy. "You know how much I get for a booking?" And I said, "Motherfucker, I don't care how much you get for a booking. I care what I paid you." And I'm irritated. And he stands up real fast, getting aggressive with me. So I step back and grab my cane. Now, at this exact moment, Chris is walking out of the gym. And all you heard was, in the gym when you're doing sprints, you hear the shoes squeak.
Right.
You just heard that squeak as this dude fucking turned and just charged over. He got up next to me. He goes, what's going on here? I said, I don't know what's going on, but I know that there's two of us and you got two bad knees, so you might want to rethink this, Kev. And he sat back down, got real agreeable all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But then, right at the end of the night, as he's getting ready to bounce out of there with the promoter that brought him, he says, "You had your ACL replaced, I think." I said, "Yeah, a week ago." And he goes, Goes into his gym and pulls out a knee brace and says, "This knee brace cost $700. So when you tell the story of tonight, you can tell everybody what an asshole I am, but make sure you tell them I gave you a $700 knee brace."
I was there.
That's good. Is it a good knee brace?
That was great. Yeah, it was like top of the line. Way better than that welfare shit I was wearing.
I love it.
$20 one you bought.
And we all know that's just Kevin Nash as a whole. I mean, we've seen him since then, and we can laugh about this now. There's two of us, and you got and then I said you got two bad knees, and Chris said, "Yeah, Scott Hall's not here to back you up, dude."
Oh, you're shitting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott's not here.
I slapped Hall once. I was talking to Kev, and he kept being a smart ass, and just over and over. And I thought Scott Hall was a badass. I really did.
He is.
And he fucking open hand slapped me. I'm sitting with Kevin, and so I open hand slap him. I just fucking just open hand, but I give a good slap, it's almost like a punch. I slap so good, so it's a good slap. Well, boom. Well, I fucking come out of my coat thinking, here it comes, all that.
Yeah, it's on now.
He's sitting on the dance floor crying.
No shit.
How drunk was
he? That's a true story, and it's one of his go-to moves. Anybody that knows that Scott fucking Hall does the cry thing.
Get out of here.
Really?
Swear to God on my life.
Well, then maybe that's why Kevin
on my life, he cried, and I told Lex about it, and Lex goes, "Oh, he did the crying thing." And I go, "Wait a minute. You mean that's a known thing?" He goes,
Not the first time?
He said, "Yes." He goes, he cries when he gets upset and feelings are hurt. So he was upset that me and Kevin were talking, and he wasn't involved, and he got slapped by me. My father was with me, because this is when my mom was on the road with us, and my dad said he was trying to find something to hit him with. Because he said, "There's no way. We got to do something to fucking stop this guy, And he never came out of the floor.
Damn.
Sat on the floor crying.
Well, all right then. You just shocked everybody in the room and the hosts.
So Scott Hall, I hate to say it, I love Scott. He's a friend of mine, but he is a crier.
Hey, Buff, how often do you get to Tampa?
Believe it or not, dude, a lot in the old days, but I ain't been to Tampa in a long, long time, man.
That's too bad. We're going to be heading back out there again in November. I can't get enough of it.
I love it down there, dude. Yeah. We used to have that Marriott right there, and you had the club right there that was called Yucatan Stand. And you had Yucatan Stand, you had the fucking the Titty Bar and the Waffle House and the Marriott. So all places were walking distance, and it ended up at Waffle House and then into your room after you ended up doing the party.
I wonder if that's the Hilton now, because that's where we stays in this Hilton, and there's the Waffle House right there.
All I can tell you is the hotels here, dead across the street was one of the hottest titty bars. Yucatan Stand was a little more of a drive, like a taxi drive, like a 5-minute drive. But the titty bar and the Waffle House were right beside the Marriott. So you ended up, you went to Yucatan stand first. You got dropped back off. You did the titty bar. You did Waffle House, and you did the hotel. It was the best setup.
Chris, did you see that comment I just put up from Roxy?
Crying thing.
Hey, you brought up the crying thing, and it reminds us of this little punk nobody piece of shit back in Sacramento. Jim Cooley thought he was a shooter, wrestler, and a promoter, and he's really just a bag for anybody to jizz on. He's a piece of shit, that guy. And he did the crying gimmick all the time.
Oh yeah, the cry thing is a go-to move for pussies. I mean, it is.
How bad does a guy feel if you're beating on somebody who's crying? Right? You're like, oh man.
Oh my god. For starters, I'm not sure I've ever been crying while my ass was getting whipped, but I've had my ass whipped twice in my life, for real, and I mean straight up whipped. One-on-one, had my ass whipped twice, but only twice, but had my ass whipped twice, one-on-one, straight up. But there wasn't no fucking crying. I just got my ass whipped.
And yeah, Maria asked the question a minute ago.
Crying would have made it worse.
Oh, yeah.
When you were talking about Goldberg, Maria brought up, well, didn't he put Bret Hart out of wrestling? And
yes.
Okay, don't you think maybe that he was just the last straw for Bret? Like maybe because Bret's been taking.
Did you see the kick?
Of course I did. I know it was a kick from hell, but you know what, dude? I've had
pretty rough, man.
I've had friends of mine, drop the ball when.
Don't get me wrong, I'm with you, and I think yes, you could possibly be absolutely true. Absolutely, I think you could be absolutely right, but it was a vicious onslaught of what we were taught to learn, which was go with his punches and kicks because he couldn't work. He just threw him wild and crazy, and you had to be bumping as it was. I mean, as that foot was coming, I was already going down.
Real quick,
as the punch was coming, I was already going down.
Real quick side note, Jimmy, eat my ass with a spoon, you prick. He thought he was going to be cute by posting this little comment.
Rob Wiles cries after sex.
But still, fuck you, Jimmy, you prick. So, Buff, ever had a real, actual, legit get down and down shoot?
Yeah. Not in the ring. Never.
That's what I meant. During a match.
One time, and believe it or not, I don't think I can remember his fucking name. It was a guy that had blonde hair. He worked for WCW. I think his name was JT Southern.
Okay.
Somebody out there right now that's listening, try to look up JT Southern.
And they're all doing it right now, I promise.
Oh, I promise you they are. He came out with a guitar, and he would play it like his gimmick was a guitar, kind of like Van Hammer. But we kind of got in the ring, and things didn't go right, and we both were green. And so it ended up being a complete fucking shoot that looked so stupid. It wasn't even funny, but it ended up being a complete fucking shoot.
Our old buddy, the Executioner, wants to know who the toughest wrestler you ever had to actually legit stand up and fight all the way through.
Rick Rude.
Oh, shit.
I can believe that.
Rick Rude was a man, bro. Rick Rude was a stallion.
Why'd you fight Rick?
For the world heavyweight title, and I was a rookie, so it was a big deal for me, and it was a big push for me. But we go downstairs, and we're going over the match. Well, we get up into the ring, and he's looking at me, I think, and then I think, well, surely he's not looking at me. So I look behind me like this. And I turn back around.
Hey, looking at me.
And what?
And I went.
Sure, De Niro, man. Are you
I
looking
said,
at
I'm
me?
in fucking trouble. This motherfucker was looking at me. There wasn't nobody behind me he was looking at. And I said, I'm in trouble. We're talking about a guy that could shave his arm and hair grow right back. You know, he was just that kind of man.
Yeah.
And as soon as you locked up with him, he could do whatever the fuck he wanted to do with you. You were done. He was a man, brother.
Yeah, he was a hooker.
He was a fucking man.
Yeah, dude, he hooked you. If he wanted to hook you, you're
Yeah.
hooked.
Yes. He was a complete and a fucking state champion, fucking world champion arm wrestler.
I asked Rick when I was a very, very young wrestler if he had, not too long before he passed, if he had any advice for a guy coming up. He said, stay away from the cocaine.
my answer is always don't get in the business.
Well, I think maybe it's a good time to do a toast because I'd like to drink something real. So what I would like to do is invite my two awesome compatriots here on the screen, and also if Leatherface or Jimmy wants to join us, we'll bring them in. If you guys out there watching want to join us, we're going to get down on this. Let's make sure everybody's ready. Jimmy, you in? That you both got that idea. Chris, this is to you, man, on our 1 year anniversary, man.
No, Rob, this is to you.
I told you he cries after
Hey, you Scott.
And
Scott, it's okay. It's okay, Scott.
I'm so happy you joined us, man. So, anyway, fuck that. Let's have a drink.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To all the motherfucking hook.
To WrestleShoot.
I told you Rob cries after sex.
No, I cry during sex. After sex, I do this weird laughing thing that scares people away. I don't know. I don't get it.
I think the hat scares.
Weird, creepy laugh.
But I cry during sex.
Oh, that's okay.
Don't I, Chris?
Well, it depends on your company, right? I mean, if you want to.
God damn it, Buff. This has been a kick in the ass, man. Gotta get you out to Tampa with us. Do a live WrestleShoot.
Dude, please bring me. I'll pay. I'll buy my own ticket to come see you.
Well, we're gonna be doing
All you gotta do is put me up. I'll get my own ticket there, and we'll have a fucking in the studio good time, have fun.
Hell yeah.
Fucking A.
Maybe we can arrange a second room this time around there, Chris.
Yeah, we can get that range, I'm sure.
Have a
Dude, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do it. I love doing in the studio shit because it comes across so much better, and it really does have a good time. And like I said, somebody like me, bro, I tell like it is, and that's just the way it is. And you know, it makes for a good story because it's the fucking truth, you know. And that's why gets my podcast over is because you don't have to fucking remember the truth. Because every one of my fucking stories are the truth. You don't see no pen. You don't see no pad in my fucking hands. And if you ask me any question you want to ask me, it's going to be exactly the same story because it's hard to fuck up the truth. The truth is the truth.
True.
What do you think, everybody who's listening? Would you dig that to see a live in-person WrestleShoot with the three of us actually in the same room? Chime up. Let us know what you think about that.
Yes, let us know.
Let's do it.
Go out and do some Tampa with the Buff stuff over there.
Oh my God, that'd be great, dude.
And I'll tell you
Get a limo.
about your manipulation they're going to do on you. You were going to feel so much fucking better after.
I can't wait.
After they put me under and broke all my scar tissue out, I didn't even need a crutch leaving the hospital.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
felt
I'm
great.
excited.
So, all right, we're going over our time limit here. You know, you always want to leave them wanting more. If anybody has a real quick last-minute question for our boy here, just shoot it out there. But, man, Chris?
First of all, let me say I really appreciate you guys having me on. For starters, you know, it means a lot to me, and you guys are super, super cool. And I want you guys just to know from the heart that it means a lot to me. You guys really asked me to come on board and to speak on your show. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Also, I think you picked a good person to be on your show because I tell like it is. I tell like it fucking is. And
You do.
somebody to tell like it fucking is. And I do. So you got somebody that tells it like it fucking is. You got a great show. Thank you so much for having me on your show. And it means a lot to me. And I really thank you.
Maria Davis wants to know if you keep in touch with Missy Hyatt.
Oh.
Actually, that's a great question. That's a really great question. And we don't. I mean, once every 6 months, I'll see her or we'll talk.
At a show.
Yeah, at a show or something.
Yeah.
But we don't like, you know, stay in touch. No. But Missy's that's who got me in the business, bro. She'll always get credit for it, and I'll always give her credit for it. And the other guy that got me in the business, he just recently died.
Oh.
Steve the Brawler Lawler. He was an independent wrestler. There was one of those guys that really should have made it in the big times and just didn't quite make it, and was just a really, really cool guy and really nice guy and just didn't make it, you know.
And how long ago did he pass?
I mean, like less than a week.
Well, how about this real quick? We didn't know about this. When we hear about our family dying, we like to give them a quick 10 bell. So, guys, we're going to play a 10 bell. If you have another question, we come back, we'll get to it. If not, we're going to wrap it up. But here is the 10 bell for Steve, or for what was his first name?
Steve the Brawler Lawler.
And may a team of
that's a big deal, bro.
Your final rest.
Thank you so much for that, man. That means a lot to me. That's a man that you know, back when they didn't really show you that, you know, it was a work. They showed you how to, you know, tuck through it. And then about after the third time, he goes, dude, you got it. You got what it takes. You can make this. And then he started showing me how to work. And then the next thing you know, I was the world heavyweight champion. So,
nice.
So I had tons of heat right from the get-go.
Nice. Well, I think on that note, guys, we're going to wrap it up. But real quick, Chris, man, dude, well, we started this thing off a year ago on only an audio podcast. Did you ever think we'd have made it as far as we did, as fast as we did here on Off the Hook Network?
No, and it actually started off almost 2 years ago during a drunken phone call with each other. We're talking about doing a podcast, and I think we just kind of forgot about it for a bit. And then I think a year later, I was like, hey, Rob, we should do a podcast. And you're like, we're just fucking talking about that a year ago. I was telling you that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we did. We took the name from our passed on friend, Michael Porter, that I used to do WrestleShoot with on actual terrestrial radio. And then, yeah, me and Chris just kind of tweaked it up a little bit, made it our own thing, and it's been going well. We've been on.
Y'all done a great job with it, bro.
Thank you. We worked on a couple of networks before we settled here on our new home.
You've done very well. The setup looks great. You guys have done well, and I I feel privileged, honest to God. I'm not just saying that. I feel privileged on being on your show because it's professional. It looks good. You don't feel like you're on some rinky-dink show. It's a show you feel like you've been on a proper fucking podcast. And
proper
it's
network.
been well. It looks great. And thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on. Chris, love you, mean it. Buff, awesome having you again. And everybody, I think we're going to have to stay tuned because we're all going to figure out how to make this live get together and broadcast that shit. Maybe shoot a few videos of us being stupid.
I'm telling you.
Figure that out. And I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to leave you guys with my heartfelt thanks for joining us on the beginning of our 1-year anniversary show. I'm going to show you the 1-year anniversary gimmick one more time. Then I'm going to take us out. Brothers, we will all talk again soon.
Peace out. Love you guys.